Let me tell you something real. You want your life to change. You want better days, more peace, more progress, more purpose. Then you better start paying attention to what's coming out of your mouth. That's right. Your mouth, that little thing sitting under your nose, is either building your future or breaking it down brick by brick. See, people don't realize that the words you speak are seeds. You keep speaking defeat. Don't be surprised when your life starts looking like a battlefield. You keep speaking lack. Don't be shocked when your pockets stay empty. You keep speaking bitterness and then wonder why everything around you feels sour. It's your mouth. It's not magic, it's math. Every word you say is a direction. It's like your mouth is a steering wheel and you're behind the wheel of your life. Problem is, too many folks are out here driving their destiny drunk off emotion, distraction, and drama. You say, I'm so tired, and guess what? You get more tired. You say, I can't ever catch a break. And boom, your life starts skipping blessings like they allergic to you. People walk around cursing themselves and don't even know it. Not because they're evil, but because they're careless. And if you're careless with your words, life will be careless with your results. See, your words got power, real power, power to heal or power to hurt, power to open doors or slam them shut. You ever walk into a room and feel like you just brought the whole temperature down? That's your words. You ever encourage somebody and watch their whole posture change? That's your words. What you say doesn't just affect others. It boomerangs right back to you. What you say about your life becomes the reality you wake up to. What you say about your future becomes the road you walk. So if your mouth ain't right, your life won't be either. Let me break this down a little more for you. Some of y'all are stuck in cycles because you keep rehearsing the same struggle with your mouth. Every time something bad happens, you announce it like a prophet of doom. See, this always happens to me. Well, yeah, it always happens because you've made it your script. You don't even realize that your vocabulary has become your prison. You're speaking limitation when you should be speaking expectation. You're speaking pain when you should be speaking purpose. You're repeating what hurt you instead of declaring what's going to heal you. And don't get it twisted. It's not just about positive thinking. This ain't no wish-it-into universe type deal. I'm talking about training your mouth to line up with your mission. You got a goal, speak like it. You want change, talk like it's already knocking on the door. Faith ain't just believing. It's speaking like the thing you're hoping for is already on the way. And even when it looks crazy, even when life is slapping you from every side, you still got to open your mouth and speak forward. Speak progress, speak power, speak peace. You don't wait to feel it. You speak it till you see it. Now, I know some of y'all been around negative people so long that you think that's just normal. Some of you were raised in households where every sentence was about what you can't do, what you won't have, and why life is hard. And yes, life can be tough, but your words don't have to echo your wounds. They can start writing your victory. Just because you were fed doubt doesn't mean you got to serve it to yourself. You got to reprogram your language if you want to reprogram your life. I see people every day who've got all the talent, all the potential, but they speak like victims. I'll never get out of this job. I'm always messing things up. I don't deserve better. And they don't even realize that their mouth is writing the script their future is acting out. You can't keep talking like a failure and expect to live like a winner. You can't keep calling yourself broke and expect abundance to show up like Amazon Prime. You got to learn to speak higher even when you feel lower. That's where the power is. Right in the middle of the struggle, right in the middle of the mess, when your mouth still says, I'm going to make it. I've got what it takes. My story ain't over yet. That's when things shift. Now some of you might be thinking, well, I'm just being real. I'm just saying how I feel. I hear you, but being real doesn't mean being reckless. There's a difference between honesty and self-sabotage. Yes, be honest. Yes, feel what you feel. But don't let your mouth make your moment a lifetime. You can speak truth without destroying your tomorrow. You can acknowledge your storm without canceling your sunshine. You got to get disciplined with your mouth. Start catching yourself. Start rewiring how you respond. Because when you change your words, you start changing your world. Every sentence is a seed. Plant what you want to see grow. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of your language. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't want to hear. Your mood is your responsibility. Not your spouse's responsibility. Not your boss's responsibility. Not your kid's fault. Not your coworkers, and not the weather's. It's yours. See, too many people wake up in the morning and immediately check the temperature of the world to decide how they gon' feel. If the sun's out, they smiling. If it's raining, they mad. If somebody says something nice, now their day is good. If someone cuts them off in traffic, now the whole day is ruined. That's no way to live. That's like giving everybody a remote control to your emotions and just hoping they press the right button. Here's the truth. Life is gonna throw you stuff. You're gonna deal with rude people. You're gonna get bills you didn't expect. People you love are gonna disappoint you. That's part of the game. You don't get to skip that part. But what you do get to control is how you respond to it. You can either let your emotions run you, or you can get up every day, set your own emotional thermostat, and tell the world, this is how I'm choosing to feel today. You ever meet someone who always seems calm, even when everything around them is on fire? That ain't luck, that's practice, that's emotional discipline. They've made a decision not to let the external control the internal. You've got to reach a point where you say, I refuse to give this moment, this person, this situation, the power to dictate how I feel. Now, let me be clear. I ain't saying you won't feel stuff. You will. You're human. You gon' get frustrated. You gon' get hurt. You might even want to snap. But feelings are like guests they can visit. But you don't have to let them move in and redecorate your soul. Just because a bad mood shows up doesn't mean you gotta feed it, dress it up, and let it stay for dinner. Nah, sometimes you gotta say, I see you, but you're not welcome here today. People blame everything for their attitude. I'm just having a bad day. No, you're having a bad 10 minutes and milking it for the rest of the day. That's a choice. You're giving energy to the wrong stuff. You're rehearsing pain, repeating drama, reliving offense. And all it's doing is draining you. You walking around tired and bitter, not because of what happened, but because of what you keep feeding your spirit. See, the thing about controlling your mood is it gives you your power back. You stop waiting for the world to be nice for you to be at peace. You create peace, you protect it, you guard it like it's gold, because it is. When you can master your mood, you can walk into chaos and not become it. You can hear gossip and not repeat it. You can feel angry and still speak respectfully. That ain't weakness, that's strength. You gotta learn how to respond, not react. Reacting is emotional immaturity. That's when your mouth moves before your mind thinks. Responding is wisdom. That's when you take a moment, breathe, check yourself, and then decide what kind of energy you want to send out into the world. That gap, that pause between stimulus and response, that's where your growth lies, and it takes work. It takes awareness, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. You start to build a habit of peace. And let me tell you, when you become a person that controls your mood, you become magnetic. People want to be around you. You bring calm to a storm. You bring light into dark places. You become that one person who knows how to walk through fire and not smell like smoke. That's rare, that's valuable, that's leadership. Stop giving your power away to petty moments. Stop giving people the keys to your emotions just because they said something sideways. They can talk crazy, you don't have to respond crazy. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Some of y'all are exhausted not because life's hard, but because you stay emotionally involved in things that don't even matter 5 minutes later. Pull back, zoom out. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not every moment deserves your mood. This ain't about pretending to be happy all the time. This ain't about faking it. It's about deciding, even when it's hard, that you're going to stand in emotional integrity. That you're going to rise above instead of sink down. That you're going to be the one who brings the temperature down, not up. Because at the end of the day, your mood belongs to you, not the world, not your circumstances. And once you start owning that everything changes, you don't have a money problem, you've got a discipline problem, a focus problem, a self-control problem. See, everybody wants more money. Everybody wants to live better, drive better, dress better. But here's the real deal: if you don't learn how to handle $100, you'll never be trusted with $10, zero. That's the truth right there. Money doesn't fix money problems. Mindset does. Money only magnifies what you already do. If you're reckless with a little, you'll be reckless with a lot. If you lie to yourself about your spending when it's small, you'll lie bigger when the numbers grow. Some folks keep asking, why can't I catch a break? But you're catching breaks, you're just breaking them every time they show up. Every paycheck is a chance. Every opportunity to save is a choice. Every bill is a test. What you do with the small moments determines how big your future can be. You got your tax refund and it was gone in 2 weeks. You got a bonus and it disappeared in 3 days. You got a raise, but your lifestyle inflated so fast you couldn't even breathe in your own budget. It ain't the money, it's your habits. And don't tell me what you would do if you had more money. Don't say, if I hit the lottery, I'd change everybody's life. No, you wouldn't. You can't even change your own with what you have now. You're talking about millions, but you ignore the few hundreds that pass through your hands. That fantasy life you dream about starts with how you treat your current situation. Don't wait for overflow when you're still wasting the trickle. A lot of people want the blessings, but don't want the behavior that matches it. You want to be rich, but you don't want to read a book about money. You want financial freedom, but you treat saving like punishment. Let me tell you something: wealth is not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how much you grow, and how well you manage what's already yours. You can't budget your way into a millionaire overnight, but you can start acting like one right now by respecting what's in your wallet. Some folks are broke because they keep trying to look rich. You've got $70 in your account and $700 worth of flex on your Instagram. What are we doing? You're impressing people who don't even like you with money you don't have for things you don't need. That's backwards living, and it's stealing from your future self. You want your future kids to go to college, right? You want to retire and not work till your knees give out, right? Then start honoring your goals more than you honor your impulses. Money doesn't respect feelings, it respects order, it respects structure, it respects a plan. You gotta sit down with yourself and say, look, I'm done living like I don't care. I'm done waking up broke, tired, and confused. You have to care enough about yourself to stop being casual with your money. Don't just spend to feel good. Spend to be good. Buy peace, not pain. Invest in purpose, not pressure. You don't need more income, you need more intention. People making six figures go bankrupt every day. People with fancy jobs still drowning in debt. Because money without maturity is just chaos with commas. Real success is when your money works for you, not when you're working like a mule to impress everybody else. You're tired because you're spending energy trying to fix a financial hole with emotional spending. That's like pouring gasoline on a fire and wondering why it keeps getting hotter. You have to look at your money like it's your teammate, not your enemy. Tell it where to go. Give it a job. Make it work for you. Every dollar should have an assignment. If you keep letting your money wander, your life will too. And don't wait till things are perfect to start managing it right. Start with the $1.10 you have. Start by saying no to that $1.08 coffee if it doesn't fit the plan. Start by not treating yourself every weekend when you haven't even paid off last month's mess, and stop blaming your past. Yes, maybe you didn't grow up with financial education. Maybe nobody taught you about credit or compound interest. Maybe you've made some terrible money decisions, okay, but you're not stuck unless you stay stuck. There's a difference between ignorance and willful neglect. Once you know better, do better. You can't keep burning money and praying for a financial miracle. God isn't going to bless your mess. You've got to meet him halfway with wisdom and effort. Look around at your life and ask yourself one honest question. Am I respecting what I already have? If the answer is no, then today is the day you change that, not next month, not when you get a raise. Right now, because if you can't be faithful with little, how can you expect to be trusted with much? Don't pray for more until you master what you have. You ever notice how everything that happens in your life starts up here, in your mind? Every win, every loss, every time you stepped up or sat down, it all began with a thought. That little voice in your head that tells you what you can and can't do, that voice runs the show. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how many degrees you got, how many people cheering your name. If your mind ain't right, you ain't going nowhere. Your mind is the control tower. And if the tower's a mess, the plane ain't landing smooth. That's why you gotta get control of it. Because life will always throw things at you. Challenges, disappointments, delays. People talking behind your back, doubting you, disrespecting you. You can't control any of that. But you can control how you think about it. You can decide whether you're gonna let it destroy your spirit or build your character. See, your mind don't care what's true, it believes what you feed it. If you wake up every day talking about, I'm not good enough, or I can't catch a break, or that's just my luck, guess what? Your mind says, cool, that's the truth then, and it starts pulling in evidence to match that belief. That's why some people walk through life like victims, because their mind has convinced them they are. But the same thing works the other way around too. You start feeding your mind with something different. I'm built for this. I can handle whatever comes my way. I've got purpose. Now your mind starts hunting for proof that you're right. It'll open doors you didn't even see before. But this ain't just about positive thinking. This ain't just about saying some cute quote you saw on Instagram. Controlling your mind is work. It takes discipline, because your mind is lazy if you let it be. It'll always drift to what's easy, what's familiar, what feels safe, even if that safe space is fear or doubt or chaos. Some of y'all are addicted to negative thoughts. You go looking for what's wrong even when things are going right. That's your mind on autopilot, and that autopilot will crash you right into regret if you're not careful. You gotta start being the bouncer of your own brain. Stand at the door of your mind and check every thought like it's trying to get into a VIP party. Excuse me, are you helping me grow, or are you here to mess me up? If the thought doesn't serve you, doesn't build you, doesn't push you forward, don't let it in, replace it immediately. That takes practice. It takes showing up every day even when you don't feel like it. Because this world is full of noise. Social media, news, gossip, opinions. It's all screaming at you, trying to fill your head with doubt and fear. And if you're not controlling the channel, it will control you. You ever wonder why successful people always talk about routines, meditation, quiet time? That's not some cute luxury. That's survival. That's how they stay sharp. Because when your mind is clear, focused, and aligned with who you want to be, you can walk through fire and not get burned. But if your mind is cluttered, confused, full of junk, the smallest inconvenience will take you out. Somebody looks at you wrong, and your whole day is ruined. Somebody says no, and you give up on your dream. That ain't strength. That's weakness disguised as emotion. You don't have to be a prisoner to your past. You don't have to let one bad chapter become your whole story. That thing that hurt you, that failure, that betrayal, it already took a moment from your life. Don't let it take your mind too. Learn from it, grow from it, then take the wheel back. Take back your thoughts, take back your power. Because when your mind is under control, your future gets under control. You stop reacting and you start creating. You stop surviving and you start leading. But here's the thing. Nobody else can do this for you. You gotta want it. You gotta fight for it every single day. You can pray all day long, go to every conference, listen to every podcast. But if you're not willing to guard your thoughts like your life depends on it, because it does, then nothing changes. You got to be relentless with your mental discipline. Ruthless because the moment you let your guard down, the old you tries to sneak back in, and the old you is comfortable. The old you loves procrastination. The old you makes excuses, but the new you, the one that's fighting for something bigger, that version of you has no time for lazy thoughts. That version of you is building an empire, one decision at a time. So you better train your mind to think like where you're going, not where you've been. Because your feet follow your focus, and your focus is shaped by your thoughts. Control your mind, and you'll control your destiny, period.